A tin of oil was 4/5 full. When 6 bottles of oil were taken out and 4 bottles of oil were poured into it, that means effective 2 bottles of oil is only taken out, it was 3/4 full. How many bottles of oil can it contain? So LCM of 5 and 4 is 20. Let the capacity of the tin is 20 units. 4/5 means 16 units. Now from 16 units, 6 bottles are taken out and 4 bottles of oil is poured in, that is minus 2 bottles is equals to 3/4 full. 20 into 3/4 is 15. So what we get is 16 minus 15 is 1 unit equals 2 bottles. That means capacity of 1 bottle is half unit. Now they are asking that how many bottles of oil can it contain? The capacity of the tin is 20 units. So number of bottles it contains is 20 divided by size of 1 bottle, that is half unit, which will give 40. That means the full can or the full tin of oil, with that you can fill up 40 of such bottles, the bottles which are given in the question. Where is the option? Yes, option D fits in. Sanjay invested an amount of rupees 16,000 for 2 years on compound interest, which is applicable annually, and received an amount of rupees 17,640 on maturity. What is the rate of interest per annum? A direct question from compound interest. We know that amount in compound interest is given by P into 1 plus I to the power n, where I is R by 100, R is interest rate applicable per annum. N is the number of years. If interest rate is like applicable per annum, N is the number of years. So here 17,640 by P or 16,000 is equals to 1 plus I. We are looking out for the value of I, and it's been invested for 2 years. N is 2. If I divide 17640 by 16,000, I'll get 1.1025, which happens to be 1.05 whole square. That is 1 plus I whole square. That means I is equals to R by 100 equals 0.05. Rate percent per annum is equals to 0.05 into 100, that is 5%, and it feature in option C. A session, a set, practice set, sample sure question set, or actual question set, you will always find time and work question, isn't it? And this is a question from pipe and systems. 6 pipes are fitted to water tank. Some of these are inlay pipes. Let inlay pipe be X, and the others are outlay pipe, 6 minus X. Each inlay pipe can fill the tank in 9 hours, and each outlay pipe can empty the tank in 6 hours. On opening all the pipes, an empty tank is filled in 9 hours. How many inlay pipes are there? Here the easiest way out is to use 1 hour work fraction format. How much work is done in 1 hour? Okay, so inlay pipe can fill the tank in 9 hours. That means in 1 hour, one pipe is filling up 1/9 of the tank. We have X of such pipes. That means in 1 hour, X pipes would be fitting in 1 by 9 into X. That is X by 9th part of the tank. Similarly, the outlay pipe can empty it in 6 hours. That means in 1 hour, outlay pipe can empty 1/6 of the tank. And now we have 6 minus X of such pipes. These many pipes would be emptying 6 minus X by 6th part of the tank in 1 hour. So this is what comes in, this is what goes out. And in 1 hour, thus overall 1/9 of the tank is only full, because it's given that when such activity happens, both pipes are working together, the tank is filled up in 9 hours. That means this is equals to 1 by 9. We are using 1 hour format, and here we can easily solve it. 9 and 6 maybe like 54. If I take 6x minus 9 into 6 is 54, plus 9x equals 1 by 9, gone 6 times. 15x is equals 6 plus 54, that is 60. Therefore x is 60 by 15, that is 4. What is the question? How many inlay pipes are there? X is the number of inlay pipe, which is 4, and that's given in option C. A reservoir is provided by two pipes A and B. A can fill it 5 hours faster than B. If both together fill it in 6 hours, then reservoir will be filled by A alone in what time? We know that if time taken by A working alone is A, and time taken by B working alone is B hours, and if both are working together on this particular tank, then time taken by them to fill up the tank would be given by product by sum. An easy way out to solve these kind of questions. Here we have two pipes A and B. Suppose B is taking X hours, then A will take 5 hours. A can fill it 5 hours faster. That means A will take X minus 5 hours to fill up this tank. Now if we use this formula, both working together, they will take product, that is X into X minus 5 by sum, that will be 2x minus 5 time to fill up this tank, and this is given as 6 hours. Let's solve it for x. X square minus 5x equals 12x minus 30. X square minus 17x plus 30 is 0. 30 is 15 and 2. This is x minus 2 into x minus 15 is 0. So value of x may be 2 or 15. 2 is not feasible because then a will go the negative side. X is 15. What is the time taken by A alone? A alone will take 15 minus 5, that is 10 hours to fill this reservoir or the tank alone. Option D fits in. A dealer buys dry fruits at the rate of rupees 100, rupees 80 and rupees 60 per kg. He bought them in the ratio 12 is to 15 is to 20 by weight. He bought 12 kgs of the first one, 15 of the second one and 20 of the third one. He in total gets 20% profit by selling the first two. From here he will get 20% profit, and at last find he has no gain or no loss in selling the whole quantity which he had. That means if he is getting 20% profit from these two, from the third one he is getting X% loss. And as far as amount goes, 20% from the first two lot is equals to X% of the third lot. Let's calculate the cost of the first lot. Cost of the first lot is 1200, 12 into 100. Of second lot is 15 into 80, that is also 1200. So these two combined is 2400. And the cost of the third lot is 60 into 20, that is also 200. Now according to the question, it can be said that 20% of 2400 is same as X% of 1200. X% loss. So this gone, this is 2, X is equals to 40. That means the loss from the third, the percentage loss he suffered from the third quantity is 40%. Option C fits in. How many kgs of flour worth rupees 25, let it be X kgs, per kg must be blended with 30 kg of flour worth rupees 30 per kg, so that by selling the blended variety at rupees 30 per kg, this is the selling price of mixture, there should be a gain of 10%. Now, first we need average of cost price of mixture. This into 100 plus profit by 100, profit percentage, is equals to selling price of mixture. Now average of cost price is cost price of the first type total, that is 25 into X kgs used at the rate 25, plus total cost of 30 kgs of the second flour is 30 into 30, divided by respective weights are X kg and 30 kgs. So that would be X plus 30. This is average of the cost price of mixture per kg into 100 plus 10 by 100 equals 30 rupees per kg is the selling price, isn't it? The simple formula goes like this. How to find the average? We know that average is given by n1 x1 plus n2 x2 divided by n1 plus n2. That is what we have used. And selling price is cost price into 100 plus profit by 100. Both formulas used here. Now we just need to solve this and find the value of x. So 25x plus 900 by x plus 30 equals 300 by, here we will be left with 11. 275x plus 9900 equals 300x plus 9000. So we have like 25x equals 9900 minus 9000, that is 900. So x is 900 by 25, that is 36. So how much flour of type 2 to be used is 36 kg. Option B fits in. But that was, I think, the lengthiest process to solve these kind of question. Here very easily we can use rule 6 from our jungle rule book, and that is butterfly diagrams or the butterflies. X kgs of type 1 is taken, which is blended with 30 kgs of type 2. Cost price of type 1 is 25 and cost price of type 2 is 30. Selling price of mixture is 30, therefore cost price of mixture is selling price into 100 by 100 plus profit, that is 110, which will give me 300 by 11. So in the middle of this diagram I'll put 300 by 11. The distance between 30 and 300 by 11 is 30 by 11, and the distance between 25 and 300 by 11 is 300 minus 275, that is 25 by 11. That means the ratio in which these two quantities are used is 6:5. Now the actual quantity used are x and 30. You can say x by 30 is 6 by 5. Straight away x is equals to 36 kg. Do practice jungle rule, cross diagram or butterfly diagram from our rule book, and we can easily calculate these kind of question in no time. A boat take 19 hours for traveling downstream from point A to B and coming back to a point C midway between A and B. It is going downstream from A to B and then coming back to C upstream, which is midway. If the velocity of the stream is 4 km per hour and the speed of the boat in still water is 14 km per hour, what is the distance between A and B? Now, as far as speed is concerned with stream and boats, let the speed of the boat in still water is m and speed of water or the stream is w. Then time taken to travel upstream d kilometer is d upon m minus w, because the boat would be facing resistance from the speed of water, and time taken to come downstream the same distance is d by m plus w, because when the boat is traveling downstream it would get an extra support from the speed of the water. Now let the distance between A and B is d, then the distance between B and C is d by 2. A and B is downstream, that means time taken to travel from A to B would be d upon m minus w. In this question m is equals to 14 and w is equals to 4. So m minus w is 14. Sorry, we are moving downstream, so it should be d upon m plus w. Pardon me for that. So m plus w is 14 plus 4, that is 18. Plus now the boat is traveling upstream and the distance traveled upstream is d by 2. And when it is traveling upstream, the effective speed would be m minus w. So that would be 14 minus 4. 14 minus 4 is 10. This total time is equals to 19 hours. Let's solve this and find the value of d, isn't it? So d into 1 by 18 plus 1 by 20 is equals to 19. Therefore d is 19 into 18 into 20 upon 20 plus 18 is 38. 2 times and 10, that gives us 180 kilometer, because unit of measurement is kilometer per hour. What is the distance between A and B? Distance between A and B is 180 kilometer. Option B fits in. The speed of boat in still water is 4 km per hour. We have seen this in our previous question also. So m is 4 km per hour and the speed of current is 2 km per hour. That means w, that is speed of water or current, is 2 km per hour. If the time taken to reach a certain distance upstream, time taken to travel d kilometer upstream is given by d upon m minus w. That is equals to 9 hours as per the question. That means d upon 4 minus 2 is 2 equals to 9. Therefore the distance it is traveling is 18 kilometers. Find the time it will take to go the same distance downstream. Time taken to go downstream is given by distance upon m plus w. So d is 18, m plus w is 4 plus 2, that is 6. That will give us 3 hours. So here answer is 3 hours. 3 hours would be the time taken by the same boat to travel the same distance downstream. That is in option D. If or in whatever it is, in a stream running at 2 km per hour, a motorboat goes 10 km upstream and back. So here D is 10 km to the starting point in 55 minutes. The speed of the motorboat is, we know that time upstream and time downstream is given by d upon m minus w plus d upon m plus w. We solve this, we'll get d into m plus w plus m minus w is 2m upon m square minus w square. We can use this formula straight away also. That is the derivation. Now here what all values are given? Tu plus Td, upstream and downstream time is 55 minutes. That is 55 by 60 in hours, or 11 by 12 part of the hours. D is given as 10. 2 km per hour is the stream speed, that is W. Fair enough. So now 10 into 2m upon m square minus w square is 4 is equals to 11 by 12. 240 m equals 11 m square minus 44, or 11 m square minus 240 m minus 44 is 0. 11 and 44 middle term, 11 m square minus 242 m plus 2m minus 44 will be 0. We'll get m minus 22 into m. 11m plus 2 equals 0. m minus 22, when compared with 0, m will be 22. Why? Because 11m plus 2 cannot be equals to 0. So what is the speed of motorboat in still water? Solve it, you'll get 22 km per hour. A man can row 4.5 km per hour in still water. That means m is 4.5 kph, kilometer per hour, and he finds that it takes him twice as long to row up as to row down. That means time to go upstream is twice the time to go downstream. We know that time to go upstream is d upon m minus w, and time to go upstream would be, downstream would be 2 into d upon m plus w. So if I cancel out this d, what I'll get, m plus w is 2m minus 2w. 2m minus m is m, and this is 3w. We need the speed of the stream. Speed of the stream is m by 3. So speed of stream, that is w, is 4.5 by 3, that is 1.5 kilometer per hour, and that is given in option C.